over the years, when we sit down as a family to have a dinner together, my wife will on occasion pull out some cards, these conversation starters, different questions, so we can hear from different people. Sometimes she passes them out, sometimes you draw them randomly. And some of the questions are kind of light and fun, right? Like one question was, would you rather eat nothing but pizza or nothing but ice cream for an entire year? Like if you had to choose between nothing but pizza, nothing but ice cream, which would you choose for a whole year? There's a right answer, in case you're wondering. But I'm gonna give you a chance to give your opinion on this. So on the count of 3, pizza or ice cream? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're right, it's pizza. Pizza's the right answer. I can make my case. Like I don't want to relive the whole debate we had, but you can put anything on pizza and still pizza. It's my argument. I've had lobster pizza, macaroni and cheese pizza, hamburger pizza. I've had ice cream pizza. I've never had pizza ice cream, so I think that settles it. Some of the questions are a little heavier, a little more thought-provoking like this one. If there was one thing about yourself that you could change, what would you change? A little quieter suddenly, but you've got something. And if you don't have something, people around you have something for you. Like we all have some things that we wish could be a little bit different. And kind of in the spirit of those questions, I want to start with a question that I hope will be personal. I hope it'll be thought-provoking. It's kind of a classic question, meaning that it's been asked for generations to help people think about their relationship with Jesus and to help people be more intentional about being prepared for eternity. Kind of this classic question that is also, the most important question you'll ever answer. Here it is. If you were to die tonight and find yourself in front of God and God said, "Why should I let you into heaven?" How would you respond to that? Like try not to let that just be a hypothetical Easter sermon question, but just personally, can you answer that? If you were to stand before God tonight, I don't mean 5, 10 years from now, because you, like me, probably have some ways that you're gonna try to get some stuff together, some good things you're gonna do between now and whenever that day is. I'm saying if it was tonight and you stood before God and he said, "Why should I let you into heaven?" How would you answer? Statistically, there are a couple of answers to that question, popular answers. One answer is, "God, I've tried really hard to be a good person. God, I did my best." And maybe in your mind, you'll stand before God one day and you'll make your case. "God, here are the good things I've done. Here are the good intentions I've had." The second answer to that statistically is, "Well, God, I believe in you and I've tried to do your will." Even a lot of Christians who hear that are like, "Well, yeah, isn't that the right answer?" Believing in God is obviously essential, and then trying to do his will. Like it's believing in God plus doing enough of what he wants you to do. And if you do enough of what he wants you to do, then, won't that get you in? Well, Romans chapter 5 talks to us about this. It talks to us about how we can, and I love this phrase out of Romans 5, how we can be a friend of God. We've been going through the book of Romans in 2024, and we come to chapter 5 where Paul talks to us about how we can have that kind of connection with him. At the beginning of this series, when we started in Romans in January, I used a metaphor that I want to come back to. I discovered this when I was in Rome. There's a temple in Rome built to the temple goddess of justice. It was built by Emperor Tiberius during the time of Jesus. And it's interesting to see some of the images from that temple because the goddess of justice, who they call Justitia, it's very similar image to Our Lady Justice, where she has her eyes blindfolded and she holds out the scales. One of the things we have in common with ancient Rome is like we have this value that you get what you deserve. Ideally, it shouldn't matter who you are or where you're from, like you should get what you deserve. Gets put on the scales and you see how you come out. And I think that's probably the image a lot of us have when we answer the question of why should I be led into heaven? We have this image of scales and we think one day we're gonna stand before God and he's gonna pull out the scales. And he's gonna put our life on the scales. And everything bad you've ever said, done, or thought will be on one side. And everything good you've ever thought, said, or done will be on the other. And you're just gonna have to hope that you've done enough.